In Black Mesa East in Half-Life 2, there are several objects around the lab that when looked at or interacted with will result in Eli talking to the player about it. There is one piece of tech in the corner, one related to Zen, and one he will go over to and interact with later, that doesn't have any dialogue. This is because it was cut. The lines can be found in the beta. Here's what Eli would have said when approaching it.
That's a mock-up of a portal core over there. Let me see how quickly you can phase it to critical. This is something we figure we're going to have to get good at.
Here's what he would have said after you interacted with it.
Now, if that were a real portal core, you'd have about 5 minutes to get out of range before it detonated.
There is a Half-Life Easter egg in Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. In the Wild Territory, near the ecologist helicopter crash site, there is a large tunnel with numerous electro-anomalies in it. Partway into the tunnel, there is the body of Freeman. In his inventory is a black kite Deagle. You'll also pick up a note called Gordon's PDA. The first two entries say, "God damn my bosses, won't leave an old man alone. First Mesa, then some strange town in Russia. And now they send poor little Gordon into the endless Ukrainian plains. Take your Jemmy and have fun." Made it into the zone. Are there really no bears here? Who am I going to fight then? I'm not finding my bearings too well in this place. I had to give my little crowbar away for a can of meat. Some of the earliest pieces of concept art for Half-Life 2 can be found in Half-Life 2 Raising the Bar. This particular group drawing is from the first year in development. The man on the left is Eli Maxwell, an early version of Eli Vance. At the time, he was only a friend of Alex and not related. Alex is on the right. In this time frame, she was a full redhead with a fur-lined jacket, rather than her retail look of brunette and a sweater. She also had a pet alien named Skitch. In the background is an incomplete idea for dog. All of the art shown was created by Daba Eng. At Black Mesa East in Half-Life 2, Alex teaches Gordon and the player how to use the gravity gun. Originally, it was supposed to be Eli, as heard in these beta voice lines.
You can ask him yourself. We're in the lab. I'm about to give him a look at the gravity gun. Built this around a little piece of tech Alex liberated on one of her expeditions. You might recall at Black Mesa we thought we were a decade away from harnessing the zero-point energy field. Turns out the heavy lifting was done for us by the Combine. This is our zero-point weapon, our gravity gun. Go ahead and try it. The granddaddy of that device was used to manipulate hazardous materials in the Combine's portal reactors. Extremely dangerous environments. Good job. I can see you're a natural with the zero-point gun.
In the Halo 2 multiplayer map Tombstone, you can find various crates scattered about that each contain some form of military equipment. These ones, for example, contain a replacement transfer case and the helmets the Marines wear. One particular crate, found only in the fenced-in room at the head of the river, is for the M6D Magnum. The same Magnum type used in Halo 1. In Half-Life 2 Raising the Bar, there is a section about Counter-Strike Source. In this section, there's concept art for the game by Kristen Perry. Numerous pieces are dedicated to the map, Italy. These were created by painting over screenshots of older versions of the map. Ika Karinen also mentions that real areas of Italy that match spots in the map were inspiration for some of the visual choices in this version. In the new CS2 version of Train, there's a little Easter egg to Portal. In a multitude of the inaccessible rooms on the map, you can find various pieces of paperwork related to a company called V Corp. One of the pieces of paperwork is a bar graph that shows the difference in sales of products between V Corp and Aperture Labs. An extra large version of the graph can be found on a corkboard in one of the rooms along Long Hall Back B. In the first chapter of Left 4 Dead 2's Dead Center, there is a meeting room that you can find formerly belonging to the Civil Emergency and Defense Agency, or CEDA. In it are several graphs, charts, and maps that they have created. Several of the maps show how most evacuation centers across the eastern United States fell to the infected, with New Orleans, Louisiana being the last one. There is even a map of the French Quarter and surrounding districts in New Orleans, which is where the final campaign, the Parish, largely takes place.